Hi, thank you for joining me tonight. I know it's Saturday and many of you are out having fun, and I appreciate you showing up and paying attention to some of the things I'm saying. So what we're going to do is we're going to get right to it, start the screen share, and you can see what's going on. And there we are, New Zealand USD, or other words known as NZDUSD. This specific chart is from the broker is forex.com. There's no problem. There are many different brokers that are willing to help you to trade. It's a part of the cost to being with them. Many times all have to do is deposit a certain amount and a balance and get going on your live account. But if you haven't been trading for a minimum of 90 days, do a demo. Don't do a live account until you've been trading for at least 90 days. That way you have a little more of information on what you need to do, how to place your trades, as well as if it's a buy, a sell, the amount of pips, the stop loss, and the take profit, and the entry price. In the meantime, I want to show you what I've been doing. I started this trade on June 25th of this year with $280 in my balance. During the last few months since then, I have actually seen an increase of up to $770.93. Yesterday it was $770.97, I do believe, and it came down 4 cents for over 24 hours. And the market closed yesterday, Friday, at 5 p.m. Eastern, which it always does. The Forex market closes. However, cryptocurrency never closes. We will open back up. This market will open back up on Sunday, tomorrow, Sunday, at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then we'll get going again until the next Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So it's 5 solid days, 24/5, not 7, because you got 48 hours of rest and relaxation if you want to. This specific trade was done with an entry price of a 0.68310, and it's a buy. The reason it was put in at this point is due to what is going on right in this area. Right here, from this April to September is what I was noticing and why it went into as a buy. No problem, right? So there's your entry price. And then my next move was to put in a stop loss. And I chose to do a stop loss, go down to the 4-hour chart so you can see, of 6,000 pips or $60. Because my balance is over $700, close to $800, I can do a negative 6,000 pips as my stop loss. $60 isn't going to hurt me. But if there again, my take profit is also at 6,000 pips or $60. I keep my stop loss and my take profit at the same ratio, 1-to-1. This makes it so that I don't have to be overly concerned if on a pullback or if the trend isn't going the way I think it should, or a stop loss won't get stomped out, and it's a very low risk. Plus, I'm keeping in mind the amount of the greed or possible greed. You don't want to become too greedy when it comes to the market because it'll bite you every time. When you're trading, you always look left and trade right. The reason I say that is because the only way you can see what is going to take place is if you're in a high enough time chart, which is your day for me, and I can look left, see the trend that this trade has done, and know where it's going to go in the very near future. So it gives me a bigger picture of the story. And the market being closed, you're not going to see a lot of movement today, but it's still an excellent time to learn. This is called a naked chart because there's no indicators, nothing, no lines, no trend lines, no anything on here. Because it's difficult for me to remember from day to day because I have to relearn it. And it's pretty difficult when you fall asleep at night, lose your memory because you have seizures. You wake up with a blank slate, almost like a 6-month-old child. I don't know who I am, where I am, or who anyone is around me. I do have a list on an old phone of over 600 items that I go through every day to get me going, to get me up and moving. Now, I don't find this as a curse, as some might. I find it as a blessing because every single day is brand new. Every single day, if I can get up, hear the birds singing, see the sun, and move, it's a glorious, blessed day. And that is how I go from day to day to day. Now, let's get back to the trade. Most people say, well, yeah, I see you're on the day time chart. Why don't you go smaller than that? Well, here's why. Go to the minute. How much do you see here? Granted, the market is closed, but it has a whole minute at least time of what's going on with this trade. Not many can see what's happening. I know I can't. I can't tell you where it's going to go. Then you go into the 5-minute time chart, and right here, you might read the first paragraph of an excellent story, depending on how quickly you read. And if you do read that quick, great, fantastic. If you don't want to be in the 5-minute time chart. Going into the 15-minute time chart, you're seeing a little bit. And if you are in and out of a trade in 15 minutes or less, go for it. I'm the type of trader that likes to go an extended period of time. That's why my lot size is as small as it is. And that's why my take profit and stop loss is at 6,000 pips. I have no concern, no worry, and I can actually do and have a life. And that's why. But if you can get in and get your pips, and a pip is a measurement on the line, on the chart, the measurement of where things are. That's like an inch or a foot, or you get the idea. Next, people go into the 30-minute time chart, and this is great. There's nothing wrong with in 30 minutes getting your trades, getting your pips, getting your stop loss or take profit, preferred the take profit. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not where I sit when it comes to trading. Then in the 1 hour, I can see more here. However, it only goes back to July of 2018, which wasn't very long ago, right? Maybe 3 months? Not that long ago. So I cannot give you a complete picture of this. And most, if you were reading an excellent story or an excellent book, you maybe have read the first chapter or two if you're a quick reader. Most of us aren't reading that fast, but that's great. And if you can get your pips or your trades completed in this time frame, go for it. It's just not me. Then going into 4 hour, this is where I was originally and where I started this trading. But it occurred to me I wasn't really seeing the whole trend line on this trade, the whole picture. I was only seeing back to October of 2017, basically almost a year, but it didn't seem long enough for what I was wanting it to see and what it was doing. However, after saying that, there are many, many traders that stay in the 4 hour, and there's no problem with it. You do what you're comfortable with. Then I go into the daytime chart, and this is where I like to stay because I can take a look at this chart, and it goes back to January of 2014. And with it going back that far, I can look left and see what this trade has done. Now, no matter where it goes, I can also tell that it's nowhere near my stop loss. Clear up here? Turn and look left, so you move your arrow over to the left of where it's sitting, where it's currently at, to where it was in January 2016. And I can see how this trade is going to go, how the trend. It gives me a very good idea, but it's still a guesstimate. Don't ever trade with your rent. And if you can't live without it, don't trade with it. Put it aside, trade with it, but it's only for trading. It's not for your day-to-day bills. Unless you are getting such a good results that your balance or your profits in the trade is actually paying your bills. And we can set that up as well. So there is a good way to take care of your balance or your budget and not have to worry about where your trade is. I like the longer term. As I stated, I started this trade in June 25th of this year. So I'm not overly concerned. When the market closed yesterday, I was at a negative $21.30. It's not a problem because I can see by coming over left that it is going to shoot up real soon now. Real soon. If you see what this is right here, 66,180, and the high there was 66,190, and it closed at 65,644. So we're right in this area right here. And then next place it's going to go, because this trade continually repeats itself, constantly repeats itself. That's the pattern it has. It's going to go up. It'll come back down, but it's not going to hit my stop loss at all. And it will continue to rise. Retest it, re-hit the support and resistance, retest it 3 times, and then it'll shoot up. And retest that one 2 to 3 times and go down a little bit. Keep retesting and shoot up. Keep retesting, and it meets my take profit and then shoots down. But then with time, it will go above my take profit, and I'm in profit. Once it goes into profit, I will move my stop loss above my entry price, so I won't lose any of it. But I want to make sure it is in at least 300 to 400 pips into that take profit. So I have that. But it will never go out as a stomp out. The broker's not interested in kicking me out when they can see I'm not losing my arm and leg with this trade. I'm not losing that much, and they can see that. So they're going to stick with me, but charge me every 24 hours anywhere from 3 to 12 cents. Not that big of a deal for an extended period of time. And it's the price of having your own business, the upkeep, what's necessary. Isn't that right? So what we'll do right now is I will stop my screen share and see if there are any questions. Yeah, I covered it pretty well. Thank you for that. Okay, well, being it's Saturday evening and most people want to be out having fun, I don't blame you. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And I'll see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.